Greetings and salutations and welcome back. The quest for glory, shadows of darkness. When last we played, we began exploring this new land in which we found ourselves, this land of Mordavia. Excuse me. And let's see, what did we find? We explored a gothic Lovecraftian monastery. We explored the ramshackle, desolate adventurers guild. We met an old man searching for his long-lost bride. We met his bride, long dead, in the heart of the forest, and told the old man about that. On the other hand, we helped the shopkeeper and her husband reconnect, going back and forth between them, delivering messages. But now I think it is perhaps time to start exploring the forest in earnest. So, let us restore our game and head out. It is the start of the day. I mean, it's not here. Where I am right now, it is late at night. Well, you know, late-ish. Anyway, but in the game, it's the start of the day. So, yeah, let's go out and see what we see. Now, naturally, I'm going to remember where at least some things are. I don't know whether I'll remember everything. I think this might be where the ghost was. And I'm going to try to... Oh, I know where that is. Okay, so I want to go around this way first. Oh, it's another bunny. If I can slip around the bunny, that would be helpful. Because the bunnies aren't really interesting foes at this point. Excuse me. And if I'm not much mistaken about where we are, if I keep going this way and go up north here, we should be into a new scene, and the bunny won't follow us. We all lost the bunny before that, but wouldn't have followed us into here anyway.
The majestic mountains in the background provide a beautiful contrast to the grim gravestones and crypts of the cemetery.
Nice guy, nice delivery. Nice drop of blood oozing out of that tombstone. I'm reminded that I forgot once again to try to get this thing running from an ISO. Sorry about that. So we're going to be continuing with those little delays between things happening and the narration coming up, I'm afraid. These tombs, by the way, these tombstones.
This gravestone is marked, "No effort could Elissa save. She passed into a watery grave. Her body was lost. Only her memory remains."
Sound like someone we know? So who's this?
Here lies Janos, faithful forever to his lost true love, laid beside her empty grave.
Now, we can't do much about it in this playthrough, I'm afraid, but if we were playing as a paladin, that would allow us to take the story of the Rusalka further than we can playing as a wizard. Anyway, there's not a lot for us to see here. This tomb here is going to be important later.
A heavy stone door seals off the Borgov family crypt. A relief carving on the door shows the crest of the House of Borgov.
As will this open grave.
A fresh grave has recently been opened here.
I wonder whether we can... Oops. Oh.
A fresh...
I think I might have missed something. Anyway, I wonder whether I can interact with this quite so early. Examine the door.
You examine the door closely. It's massive and well made. A large lock secures the door. Above the door is an intricate crest with the single word Borgov above it. The door is...
I can't do anything with it yet. I thought that might be the case. Will we be back for that door later, I intend. Now, we did actually stumble into another important site. Aha! Oh, it's a pretty kitty. I'm sure it's a pretty kitty in here. Oh dear. You hear a giggle from behind the bush. Then a squeaky voice asks, "One and one make three. Tell me what you make of me. Reading, writing, riddling game. Can you tell me what's my name?" So, I forget where we saw this. I think we wouldn't have the right answer if we hadn't seen it before in the game. I know from previous playthroughs, we can try to make a wild guess, but that's not going to get us anywhere. And Bushman makes a certain amount of sense, but it's not it. Rusalka, we've met the Rusalka. She looks nothing like this. Rumpelstiltskin is not in this game. It's the Lishi.
Tell the creature it's called the Lishi.
Ah, that's the price of too much fame. Now you've gone and guessed my name.
Another figure from Slavic folklore, if I'm not much mistaken. It's the Lishi.
Lishi, Lishi, look and see, in a bush or up a tree. Lishi, Lishi, riddle rhyme. Can you solve them every time?
We will try. Not that I don't know the riddles, but let's come in. Let's see what our next riddle is. The Lishi, as you might gather, is a fairly playful figure in this. I believe the folkloric figure is a bit more potentially dangerous. But here, they're going to be a playful riddler, not the Batman sort.
Two and two make six. A little bush is in a fix. If you save a plant from goo, I can help you with a clue.
Your slips didn't animate there. Okay, so we have a little mini quest there. We already have the plant. We collected it on the way out of the Dark One's tomb, the Dark One cave. We do have one more thing to do with it before we solved that. Well, it's not solved, but before we have completed the task set before us. So not a riddle this time. This is, I think, one of the other places. No, just up here. I think it is. I think it's just up here. No? Maybe I'm wrong. It is entirely possible. Oh, maybe it's up here. I do get turned around rather easily. Up this way. Yeah. It's at the northeast corner of the map. Oh, hey, it's a wyvern. I'd better save before I take this on, because wyverns are dangerous. And let's start with... come on. There we go. Now stun lock. Tarna's holding. There we go. Stun lock to death. Ooh. The tricky bit there is actually getting the stun lock going, simply because the wyvern, as you saw, is quite aggressive. And you can quite easily be knocked out of the charging of your spell.
You grab a handful of rocks.
No, not the rocks. I didn't want the rocks. I wanted to examine the wyvern.
The wyvern has no place to carry treasure. This is one reason why dragon hunting is far more popular.
Dragons don't have a place to carry treasure either. Of course, they have a place to keep it, but... here we are.
Colourful wagons surround the fire pit in this authentic Mordavian gypsy camp. You've heard that gypsies like to keep to themselves, but surely they won't mind just one visitor.
I should mention here, by the way, that these days the word gypsy is not considered to be an acceptable word. I believe it comes from a misapprehension that they had something to do with Egypt. It's a corruption of something to do with Egypt, you know, Egypt sort of thing. I think it's one of those cases where it would be a matter of using the term for the specific people in question. This game was made before the word became to be seen as a slur, and thus it uses it fairly liberally. And I will say that such travellers tend to have in the past tended to be depicted in a fairly negative manner. This game depicts them in a fairly positive one. So there's that at least. And look at all the puppers they have.
Go away! We allow no strangers in our camp. Leave immediately!
Fun fact, I saw recently a video by a speedrunner who found that they'd actually discovered a way to get past this blockage. You can't get in right now. They'd found a way to get past that blockage and thus skip some stuff in the game as part of speedrunning. Anyway, I find that sort of thing quite interesting, especially as a game developer myself. I am definitely enthused to see how people might... Oh, hello, Lishi. Hi. I'm actually not here to visit you, Lishi, but hello. I'm looking for... am I where I think I am? Let's see, I think it'll give me a description of the area. There's something relevant nearby.
You are
Yes.
near the southeastern corner of the forest.
Okay.
You can just make out a strange-looking wooden house on a tall cliff to the south. You can also see some unusual plants in a clearing to the northwest.
Okay, oops, okay, so that gives me my bearings. So I want to go to the place to the northwest, but first I'm going to stop in at the place to the south. And I like that it gives you some information on what's nearby. That is pretty cool. Ah, it's a totally non-suspicious bush.
These bushes look as though someone planted them here deliberately. The bush won't budge. It's almost as if it were welded to the spot by magic.
Well, let's try detecting magic. Oh, well, that's magical.
An enchantment has been placed on the hedge to the west.
Well, let's try a trigger spell. I'm not sure this is what we're supposed to do, but try it. Aha, we're through. Ah, here's a cherry spot. If you watched my playthrough of Quest for Glory 1, that hut might seem familiar. And we met this fellow before.
Go back or face thy doom.
Nice
Hey, wait a
gemstone
second. Don't I
eye.
know you from somewhere? Yeah, you're the guy that turned Baba Yaga into a frog. So what are you doing here? Trying out for the part of soup du jour or auditioning for the main course?
I'd much sooner desert you. See, it's Baba Yaga's in this one again.
She's back to her old self. You knows what I mean. Other than a craving occasionally for flies and a distaste for frog legs, she's the same as ever.
And appropriately, it's appropriate that she's in this game because Baba Yaga is a folkloric figure from Slavic folklore, I believe. So it makes sense that she appears here in this particular game, despite having been in a previous one.
Call me Bonehead. I'm just hanging around like always. Danger? Around here? Nah, must be your paranoia acting up again. This place is as cozy and safe as a coffin.
That doesn't reassure me.
You can see for yourself that the hut's okay. Took it a bit to settle down from the last flight, though. You mean the hut of brown now sit down sort of thing the last time you was by? Well, that don't work anymore. Just go up to the hut and it'll squat and let you in, if it wants you in. My eye? Not bad at all. I has to admit, you gave me a real gem.
Literally, understand. I'll just greet him.
Yeah, good to see me again, I know. So, what do you want?
Alright, well let's approach, shall we?
I wouldn't do that if I was you, but I'm not.
That's another thing. I do want to get to show off some of that. There is some quite hilarious ad-libbing in this game. That's a by the way, look at that that skull's sockets. There is some very good ad-libbing in one particular area, which I would like to show off at a later stage. I kind of want to get the game going more before I do that. But there are some characters that we can speak to that don't do a lot for the actual plot, but are very amusing to listen to. Anyway, let's approach. Oh. Oops.
Don't say I didn't warn you, buddy.
Graphics got a little damaged. Okay, so we can't do anything. Oh wait, hold on.
It's a dead body, artistically laid out for maximum shock effect. Actually, it just happened to fall in that position, but please don't tell anyone.
Can I get it from here? I can. Oh. I can just give it a push. That's not very helpful, but alright. We'll be back, I intend. We'll be back.
Don't come back unless you got a reason to be here.
Not yet, but we will. Oh, we will have a reason. By the way, there's a rhyme that you can learn to get past that bush. But we're a wizard. We don't need to worry about learning bits of information. Now this coming up is one of my favorite scenes in this game, and if you've been watching my playthroughs thus far, you will probably understand why.
You have come to a beautiful garden deep within the forest. A stream flows gently in a loop around the central island. Feelings of peace and harmony permeate the area.
Welcome to Errands' garden. As I said, Errands is a fairly big part of this game. Unfortunately, we're not going to be spending a huge amount of time here in this playthrough because we're going on... There are two routes within this game. There's an overall linear path from the start to the end game, but within that there are two little branches, so to speak, two little branches, I suppose one could say. Two branching threads within the overall linear stream, let me put it that way. One of them involves spending a lot of time here. It's my personal favorite way to go through this. The other is the one that we're going to be taking. But first, we have some business here. Let's start with this.
The fruit tree is laden with luscious-looking fruits of many kinds. It must be one of the rare mixed fruit trees.
Oh, let's go get some fruit. So as we know, the fruit of
As you
Errands'
approach
garden
the tree,
is...
the fruit vanishes.
Oh right.
Must be that little calorie kind.
As you may recall, the fruit of Errands' gardens is always somewhat special. I'm just going to pop out and pop back in, because I think that might get the fruit to come back. Yeah. We are a wizard. We have ways of getting things without drawing too near. As you can see by the cursor changing.
Lasso floats towards the tree and plucks a single ripe fruit from its branches.
I forget what that does for us. I think it might be a mana refill. Also...
The stream is wider and slower at this point. It almost looks like a small pond. You take a drink of the cool water. It tastes like wild strawberries.
I love Errands' gardens. Each and every one. And at night, by the way, these little lanterns magically light up. Now first, before we do anything else, let's see what magic there is around here.
A soft, magical aura permeates the entire garden. Strong magic emanates from the fruit tree and the center of the pool in the stream. The lanterns are also magical.
You see a little bit of some glimmers in the various places described. But first, notice this little hole here, about the right size for planting a tree. Specifically the one that we rescued. Oh, hold on, if I just get the right spot, there we go. Little point and click problems.
You plant the bonsai in the hole and scrape some of the rich soil around it. In moments, the bush begins to grow and blossom before your eyes.
Sorry if you heard me drinking, but do stay hydrated. Look at that. Power of Errands' garden. The other thing is we're going to want to trigger the magic on this pool. Produces this. Now I think, do I want open? Yes. And then I would imagine I want to fetch. I love the music in this place.
Capture the scroll with your fetch spell. As you read a scroll, knowledge of how to cast a protection spell enters your mind. Then the scroll vanishes. Protection is a sort of magical shield which will help guard you from physical attacks.
Naturally, in Iran, one of Iran's gardens, when we gain magic, it's a sort of magic that protects. We got the calm spell in Iran's Peace in Spielberg, in Quest for Glory 1, and now we have the protection spell from Iran's garden here, in Mordavia, in Quest for Glory 4.
You cast the protection spell.
You see a little icon up
It
there.
gives you a warm, safe feeling.
By the way, I should make a mention that this stream will probably not be one of my longer ones, simply because once again we have a scheduled power outage where I live, which means that even while my laptop on which I'm playing this does have a battery and can run past the outage, the router doesn't, and I'll lose the internet and thus the stream. Now let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have to do? Is there anywhere else that we should be visiting here during the day? That's the big question. What time is it? Okay, it's midday, so that's good. Let's see, we visited the Traveller Camp. Oh, we will want to go back to the Lishi, of course. Is there anything else? I don't think so. We can pay a visit to the Rusalka. We picked a couple of flowers for her, so that'll be nice for her to have. Protection spell is worn off. So it doesn't last long, but it's a good thing to cast just before battle, perhaps.
Na 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 na.
Hello, Lishi. Oops. Cycling through the curses a little too
Na
far.
na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oops! Hi there!
Hello, Lishi.
3 and 3 and 3 make 9. Who lives among the watery brine?
Yeah, we've met her.
Fishy, squishy riddles make. Tell me now, who's in the lake?
So this is how his clues go. You get a question and you make a guess. Or you give an answer, one way or another. And if you're right, you get some information, some guidance.
1 and 2 and 3 make 6. Who hides her hut behind trick sticks?
We've met, well, we haven't met her
Magic
just
message.
yet, this
Bushes
game.
here, in the rhyme with disappear.
There's where we would have gotten the rhyme if we wanted to take that way of getting into
No
Baba
one
Yaga.
seemed-
Baba Yaga's place, that is. So let's go back. Let's see how many of these we can do before we have to go.
1 and 2 at magic.
And we guess Baba
Would
Yaga.
that be Baba Yaga in her chicken leg hut you try?
Baba baby, that's the one. An ogress who is loads of fun.
From a certain perspective. I think the idea generally is that, at least on a first playthrough, you would...
Guessing answers without knowing? Check your guesses
Well, there you have it.
first by going.
The idea is that, I would guess, is that the player would come here, get a clue, or get a riddle rather, go off exploring, find the answer in the world, and then come back and give it. We, of course, have some foreknowledge on our side, so I'm going to do, much as with the gatekeeper and the general store owner in the town, we're going to see, get as far as it seems feasible without doing that. Well, without backing and forthing too much. We've already visited a few places before coming here, so I'm going to try to just mainline these.
10 and 12 make 22. This killer plant will crawl to you. Hungry, hunting,
Oh, we haven't seen
seeking
that yet.
food. A berry bush with an attitude.
I don't have the answer to that yet. Well, I mean, I have the answer, but our hero doesn't. What time is it? Yeah, we can go and find that. I'm not sure where it is precisely, so I'm going to do a quick save. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What's another wyvern? I don't really want to fight another wyvern right now. There's no real advantage to fighting another. We've already beaten one, so that's done. And as we saw, we don't get any treasure from it. I don't think we can even get a stinger or something from the creature. This isn't the one. We might be stuck with fighting it though, because I have run into a dead end. Oh, I think the peace spell saved us. Nice. That is appropriate. Oh, can't go that way. Oops. Play. In a sense, it would be nice to have a map in this game, but in a sense, maybe not. Simply because exploring and getting lost is kind of part of the game. Where is this thing? Oh, it's just a bunny. I don't care about vocal bunnies. They're not really issues. I'm just going to run from it again. It's not worth my time, this bunny.
You are deep in the heart of the forest.
Just east of Verana's piece, of Verana's garden. I don't know that it has a formal name as such. Okay, this is going to be an important place. Actually, I'm not sure that one's going to be important, but one of them's going. A place like that's going to be important later. Where is this bush? Well, we just have to explore around. We'll stumble upon it. Oh, here it is. Huh. We'll stumble upon it eventually. That bush has eyes. Let's put an eye of our own on it.
There's something strange about this bush. Maybe it's the eyes. Oh, forget it. It's probably just an ordinary, everyday bush with blood-red berries and tentacle-like branches. You'll have to get a little closer. The bush seems to be hard of hearing.
Oh, as you can see, it attacks us, and it will absolutely do damage.
You think that?
Sorry, I clicked through by mistake trying to get away, but yeah, that did a chunk of damage. And our narrator said that hurt. That really hurt. Can I just calm the bush?
A feeling of peace.
Nope, that didn't.
That hurt.
Oh, there's the
really hurt.
The voice line.
Think of being stung by a 10-foot-long wasp. You think that would be a relief in comparison.
And that does take a big chunk off of our health. What's the best thing to do here? I could just... Well, first of all, let's try fetching from it. Get some berries.
You try to fetch some berries from the bush.
Oh well.
But they seem firmly attached to branches.
Okay, maybe a force bolt then. I am tempted to just flame bolt the thing, but... Oh, there we go.
You managed to knock a branch with some berries loose from the bush.
In that case, let's fetch that. Oh, I think I've got the wrong spell. There we go.
You retrieve the berries from the loose branch and store them carefully in a pocket of your pack.
I don't know that there's a reason to actually fight this thing. I think I'm just going to leave and see if I can then give the answer to the leash. We didn't technically get the name, but I think it'll be available to us. Of course, this does mean finding the... Oh, hello, Wyvern. Finding the leash again. I think I know... Oh, yes. Oh, hello, Igor. Oops, missed.
This cemetery. This where dead people buried. Igor buried them.
There.
Me, Igor. You weird stranger.
That's not my name. I mean, I am weird and I am a stranger.
Grave, hole in ground. Put person in when dead.
Thank you, Igor.
Oh, technically only large one crypt. Crypt of Borgov's. Smaller building tomb. Not certain what distinction myself.
Well, from what I've heard, the crypt is with a quiet cat crypt.
Oh, Igor got key to crypt. Igor keeps key to crypt. No disturb crypt. Not nice. Oh, Igor, no.
Okay, he's not giving it to us just yet. It's worth noting that he's working on this grave, by the way. For later. For later. So if this is the cemetery, I think the leashy's just over here. There we go. Let's see if we can give an answer. Let me just check the time. Okay, so plenty of time. Good. We should be able to go back and pay a visit to the Rusalka. And get back in time for a nice night's sleep.
You grab a
Oops, didn't mean
handful.
to click on the ground. Oh well. Maybe the rocks will come in handy someday, somehow. I have my doubts, but you never know.
10 and 12 make 200.
We had the riddle. So let's see. Ah, no, we don't have the information.
Nothing.
Okay, we're going to go and have to find the name of the bush before we can use it, I'm afraid. Right, so let's pay a visit to the Rusalka, and then the other thing that's worth noting, there you are. Okay, so I want to go this way, is that I learned in the preceding week that that there's yet another bug in this game. This game is, I'm afraid, somewhat notorious for bugs. Which way am I going? And yes, one of them can soft lock you out of the game, unfortunately. That does mean that we are going to have to make a move, get a bit of a move on with a certain sub-quest. We're going to have to really get going. Hey there. Oh yeah, mild nudity again, sorry.
Hi again. I'd hoped you'd come back. It gets lonely here with no one to talk to but the fish. You know, we'd better not touch. I'd have to drag you to your death, and I really don't want to do that. You've been kind to me, and I like you.
Oh, you're kind of nice too. Yeah, unfortunately, as a Rusalka, she is somewhat compelled to murder people. Let's give her some flowers, though.
Thank you. That's really very sweet. You are the kindest man I know.
Does she have anything to talk about?
The swamp to the southeast is a very scary place. I swam there once out of curiosity. I was combing the weed and goo from my hair for weeks afterwards.
Lovely.
The will-o'-the-wisps were friendly enough, but those grasping arms, ugh. Weirdest of all was a creature standing guard near some sort of tomb. Well, I'm not going back to that swamp for anything.
We're going to have to go there, and yes, all of those are going to be there.
Will-o'-the-wisps are the souls of lost children.
We've heard about
They play
that.
around the swamp at night. They look like little sparkles of light.
Which is
Watch it, though. They love to play hide and go
kind of
seek in the
bittersweet and
swamp.
heartbreaking,
Most
but
people who
yeah.
try to follow them there don't return. I call it a tomb, but it was more like some sort of pillar. It felt magical and very, very cold, even to me. I stay as far away from it as I can. Scary.
We're going to have to go right to it.
The guards near the tomb were really weird. They looked like they'd been human once. Now I don't know what they are. Well, they aren't dead or undead, as far as I can tell. Just awful.
Well, you'll get to make up your own minds when we meet them, I dare say. Assuming that we
The
get there.
grasping arms will try to drag anyone into the swamp. Now, they can't get you if you stick to the grassy areas, but I don't recommend you go visiting there.
What else?
I swim a lot and comb my hair and look for people to drag to their deaths. It's not exactly a busy schedule.
Does sound a little boring, I'm afraid.
I live, well, maybe not live exactly, but I do reside here. It's a nice lake, but as a recreation area, it leaves something to be desired.
Which is interesting to...
The only
Oh,
boats around
sorry.
here are sitting at the bottom. Fishing tends to catch the fishermen. The swimming is pretty good if you don't mind drowning. All in all, it's not an ideal vacation spot.
No. What was I just thinking? Oh yeah, it's an interesting distinction that the Rusalka is unlike the ghost that we met in that she actually knows that she's dead. She knows exactly what she is. Whereas the ghost at first thought she was still alive and was very confused. The Rusalka has forgotten a lot about her her life, however.
Mermaid? What do I know of mermaids? I'm a Rusalka. You do realize I'm undead, don't you? I mean, it's not like I have a life here.
Good line.
Welcome back. You seem to be finding your way nicely in Mordavia.
And we'll say goodbye.
It was great talking to you again. Come back soon.
It was good talking to you too. I do genuinely like the Rusalka. He seems like a nice person. Aside from the whole compulsion to drown people thing, which she doesn't seem to actually like. But yeah, again, unfortunately, since we're not playing as a paladin, we can't do anything about that. If we were a paladin, we could... Oh, there's one of those grasping arms on the left.
You pick up a single slimy bone.
I had forgotten that we needed that. Alright, we're going to want to come back here at night anyway, but and we are going to have a few things to do once night falls. Now, I think we have time enough for just one more thing before night comes, and we have other things to do. Oh, a Necrotor, lovely. I don't want to deal with you right now, Necrotor. That thing's fast. If I can get to town, I should be fine. There we go. We probably will fight a Necrotor eventually, but now's not the time for that. Right. So, prepare for things to get a little bit odd. Because we're about to try this interesting looking building. You know, the one with the moustache and the nose. This is the home of Dr. Cranium. Unfortunately, it starts... Oh, the Simon Says puzzle. I detest Simon Says puzzles. Now, that didn't seem too bad, did it? The problem is it gets harder each time you try it. Anyway. Let's eavesdrop a bit.
You hear mysterious bubbling and sizzling noises. Every once in a while you think you hear someone muttering to himself.
Unlike Samwise Gamgee, we definitely are dropping some eaves.
You faintly hear a voice saying, "Don't knock! Come on in!" from beyond the door.
Oh yes, and we have a little puzzle here. This one's a fairly easy one, I think. Just a little swap positions of the... Oops. No. Hey. Hold on. Oh, goodness, I'm misclicking everywhere. You. I want you. Thank you. Yeah, I might have this off center though. You must go hereabouts then. I'm probably going to have to, shunt this whole thing over a bit. But we'll see. Oh no, you go up here. Oh no, that is actually correct. And you go here. No? I don't. Oh, you go there. Now, here comes the really oh no, this is the right position. Good. Okay, so the difficult bit here is matching up these sides. They're a little... I mean, they're not difficult, but they're awkward. I find, at least. That's not right. Rum. Okay, those go. That clearly goes there. That looks right. And that one goes there. And these look close to correct. Oh, I see. That's it. There we go. And we have found the key. Keyhole, rather. Now we just need the key.
You've uncovered a keyhole, but you don't have the proper key to open this door.
But it's a first step. So let's look at this little contraption. Welcome to the Transcendental Receiving Animal Processor, or TRAP. You can analyze the creature you wish to capture, then apply the proper bait. If the animal is in the immediate vicinity, the trap will catch it for you. If the animal is not in the area, you'll just have to catch it yourself, but at least you'll know what to feed it. Okay, so not just yet. Oh, alright, be that way. Come back when you're ready, it says. So we need to know what creature we want here. Open?
Behind the door is a sort of rat maze, but it's missing the rat, or whatever is supposed to be traversing the maze.
Yes, we want this door then, I think. Do not try this at home. Do not mess with Antwerps. I don't know whether you remember them from Quest for Glory 1, but in that game we encountered a much bigger version of that.
Oh no, you've been Antwerped! Fortunately, these are just baby Antwerps, so the attack wasn't fatal.
Okay, well now we know what we want to trap. Yes, let's start. Is it alive? I presume so. Is it fast? Yup. Is it vicious? Let's say yes. Run away and let it catch you. There are a lot of interesting responses in this, so let's say no. You need a shovel, not a trap, if it's not alive. Okay, so it's alive, not fast. Just move faster than it does then. Alright. Okay, so alive and fast, but it's not vicious. Let's say it's not silly. If it's not silly, why bother catching it? They went to one of the little Antwerps. Okay, so it's alive, it's fast, it's not vicious, it is silly. Ha! You're trying to catch a flying aardvark. Which, I mean, would be interesting, but no. You obviously have a craving for a chocolate mousse. No. You're looking for an Antwerp, aren't you? You aren't looking for an Antwerp, are you? Yes. You surely don't mean a full-sized adult Antwerp, do you? No. Bouncing baby Antwerps are avid avocado eaters. Ah, good. So we now know what to give it, and we happen to have an avocado sandwich. So let us bait our trap.
You bait the trap with avocado from your sandwich. Avocado was never high on your list of favorite foods anyway.
Wow, looks like our hero has no
trap
tasting
starts
foodstuffs
working.
as far as I'm concerned. I love avocado. Come on, there we go. And we caught an Antwerp.
You've caught an Antwerp. It's simply amazing. You've caught it.
Oh. Thank you, your Antwerp has been processed. Alright, has it been taken here then? Yep,
This
it
is
has.
the Antwerp maze. Antwerps are naturally bouncy, so all you have to do is continually rotate the maze until the baby Antwerp bounces over to the key, then out through the exit.
Okay, so, oh, there's our Antwerp, there's the key, and here are the controls. So, it's basically a matter of timing and a bit of forethought. Ah. And you have to avoid these little holes, of course. Ah, kittens. Oh wait, no, that was right. That's good. Ah, no, that wasn't. That was the wrong timing. There we go. Oh wait, oh, that's me not paying attention. I've gone back. That's no good. Oops. I don't want to go that way, no. I want to go... Where do I want to go? Do I want to go this way? Do I want to go that way? Could have sworn I'm used to going that way, but maybe I'm wrong. Ah, okay, so I have the key.
Congratulations. You've used the baby Antwerp to get Dr. Cranium's laboratory key from the maze. You add the key to your keyring.
Speaking of which keyring, let's go in and let's meet Dr. Cranium.
Great! You've managed to find Dr. Cranium's keyhole and open the door. You pass through into Dr. Cranium's private laboratory.
Of course.
Quickly, Igor, the fluid. I must have the fluid. Oh, excuse me. I thought it was Igor coming in to assist me. He helps out in the lab sometimes. Now then, what can I do for you?
I love his design. I love the design of this room.
You say hello to the scientist.
Welcome to my laboratory. You must have more than the usual intelligence and perseverance to have made it in here.
I'm not going to tell him about magic because, honestly, that bit annoys me a little bit.
My name is Dr. Cranium. I am Mordavia's chief scientist and a certified genius. Some call me mad, but I much prefer Dr. Cranium.
He also has some really good lines. Just you wait.
Ah, yes, science. I'm glad you asked. Science is the process of systematically increasing our knowledge of the world through observation and experiments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, some of the townspeople here seem to have no concept of the wonders of science. Some of them even claim my little inventions are magical. Such poppycock. There's no such thing as magic.
We are a literal wizard.
Still, the townspeople insisted that I should be able to use my magic to cure wounds and sickness. I told them that I am a scientist, not a doctor, but they wouldn't listen. I had little choice but to concoct some simple elixirs. They were childishly pleased. Science is really so simple once you understand it.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
If you want to improve your stamina, then you should make sure to eat a healthy diet from all the different food groups and get plenty of aerobic exercise. That is science.
Okay, so no stamina potions.
Oh, you must mean my patented healing drink. You may have my last one.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I have forgotten the formula for its main
where's my
ingredient.
manual?
If you can help me remember it, I will be able to make some more healing drinks, although the work is very time-consuming.
Welcome everyone to Copy Protection, for which I want the manual. Now let's see. That's Quest for Glory 3, Quest for Glory 4. Right, so the code word is Wamba, which means that, there we go, the formula is Earth, Fire, Earth, nice little animations, Air, and Fire. And no, you did not miss it. That is indeed pizza as one of the elements.
Thank you! With that information, I'm sure I shall be able to create some sensational scientific solutions.
What about this?
Oh, you must mean my new universal poison antidote. You may have this one, but I will need
another
some help
formula.
with the formula to make more. Also, I am afraid I only have time to make one each day.
Okay, occupy. So, poison cure is going to be quite hard to come by, it would seem. So, Earth, Fire, Pizza, which is one of the 5 fundamental elements, Earth and Fire.
Thank you! With that information, I'm sure...
Empty flasks? I could use some of those.
You ask Dr. Cranium if he can spare an empty flask for specimen collection.
Of course, of course! I am always delighted to assist scientific research of any kind, and I have plenty of flasks. You may have this one.
Thank you. We are going to be using that. Can I get another
You
one?
ask Dr.
Of course!
You may have just gotten a spare there. What about experimentation?
Experiments are the meat and drink of science. First, you must come up with a hypothesis based on your understanding of the scientific elements. Then perform an experiment to test the hypothesis. Afterwards, you have pizza.
Sounds good, pretty good to me.
Earth is for solidity and stability. Air gives freedom and movement. Fire provides power and energy, water, fluidity, and life. Pizza, of course, is the most important element of all. Pizza represents the essence of well-roundedness and regaining strength. Most importantly, you can have it delivered in under half an hour in most areas.
Oh, I love the sense of humor in this game.
A hypothesis is a scientific guess. One predicts the result of an operation, performs an experiment to test the prediction, then has a pizza to celebrate the result. It is very important to stay flexible, however. Sometimes the experiments may give a different result than predicted by the hypothesis. Since real scientists don't like to make mistakes, we always write the hypothesis in pen.
Dear oh dear. I'm not sure that's how most scientists do it, actually, Dr. Cranium.
Pizza is a crucial ingredient in many scientific formulae. There is a nearly infinite variation in its effects, depending on whether one starts with pepperoni, mushrooms, artichokes, or plain cheese. One should always order extra pizza in case the experiment requires additional materials. Besides, science is hungry work.
What else? Won't ask me about that.
Igor is the gravedigger and tombstone carver. Business has been slow lately, perhaps because there are very few people left in town. So Igor sometimes comes in to help me with my work.
Naturally, the mad scientist is helped by someone named Igor. It's getting a bit late here, so I'm going to speed through this a bit.
Essential etheric fluid is an important ingredient in my formula for reanimating dead bodies.
Because of course that's what he's doing.
It contains the essence of the element of water, the most important ingredient in life science. This laboratory is very high
dead to life?
Reanimating the dead is just another day's work in the life of a scientist. Even science cannot bring a person back right the way they were, but one can use scientific principles to restore the semblance of life and energy to formerly dead flesh. I tried. Unfortunately, it has become...
See, is there anything here that's relevant?
Research is the heart and...
Okay, another time, perhaps.
Mad? Mad? They all call me mad, but what do they know of madness? I am not mad. A bit perturbed about the world situation and how I get so little respect, perhaps, but certainly not mad.
Oh, I love that line. Let's see. How do I get him to... Might have to get the fluid for him. Okay. Just gonna put a save here. It is getting a bit late here, I'm afraid, and as I said, there is a scheduled power outage where I live. So, I take a quick screenshot for next week. And yes, I'm going to close the stream here. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've had fun. I very much have. Stay well and goodbye.